Good morning, everybody. Aloha Thursday, right? Got the A's in first place, the Giants in first place. I love that, huh? Yeah, everybody's happy, except for Dodger fans and Yankee fans. Hey, let's do this. Yeah, you got to warm up. All right, it's a quick one. Let's see how fast we can get it done. You go ahead and start it now. I'll zoom in on that top half first. Press pause. We've got mean, median, mode questions there. All right, and then we got dividing fractions. Go ahead and press pause. Okay, hopefully you copied all that down. Last few on the bottom, you probably already got this one. Area and perimeter. Now, before you get this area and perimeter, we got to figure out how long is this line. All right, and we got to figure out how tall this is. Those are two missing numbers we have to figure out using logic. Right? Logic is what we use when we use kinkins. Right? So if you know that from here to here is 3.2, from here to here is 6, you can figure out here to here because this is the same as that, and this is the same as that. And if you know that this is 6.6 and this part is 2.6, you can figure out what's missing there. Okay? All right, copy that down. All right, let's do this thing. We got 54 and 15 and 56 and 15. Hopefully you're figuring that out. Those are basic facts, right? 9 times 6, 9 plus 6, 7 times 8, and 7 plus 8, right? All right, for this kin, where are you going to start? I'm going to start, I see this 3 times 2, 2 times 3. What number does not go in either of these boxes? Uno, huh? So where's the 1 have to go in that bottom row? Right here. There's a 1 there. I'm subtracting, getting 1. This has to be a 2. I got a 1 and a 2 in that far column. I need a 3. 3 minus something is 1. That's going to have to be a 2. What's missing in this for row? A 1, right? Now 1 plus 4 for these two, right? I can only get 4 by doing a 3 and a 1. I can't do a 1 there. 1 comes over here, 3 comes over here. I got a 1 and a 3, missing a 2. 2 times what is 6? 1 plus 1 and 2, I'm missing a 3. All right? All right. Hopefully you're getting good at these. What's the square root of 49 over 400? Well, the 49 part's easy. What's that? Yeah, that's a basic fact, right? But the 400, I know 2 times 2 is 4, right? 200 times 200? No, I'm going to have how many zeros if I go 200 times 200? I'm going to have 4 zeros. This ends up being 20 times 20, right? All right, how about 36 over 121? Most of you got the 36 part. That's a 6. The 121 is 11 squared. And x to the 6th power over 256. Most of you got the bottom that's part. X to the 6th power, that's going to be x to the 3rd power, right? Remember how that works. X to the 3rd squared is this times itself that many times. So that's x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd. Well, what's x to the 3rd? X times x times x times x times x times x. That is x to the 6th, right? Right? Okay. Where are we at now? The mean, median, mode, right? How do you get the mean? Remember, that's when you add them, then you count them, and then what? Divide. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite these vertically because it's easier to write. As I rewrite them vertically, I'm going to put them in order. Okay, so 0 is the smallest. Then I got a 9. Then I got another 9. I'm crossing them out as I go. There's a 10. Next one looks like 15. Then 18. And then 30. So let's add them all up. 18 plus 5 is 23. 23 and 8 more is 31. Carry the 3. 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 3 more is 9. So 91 is when I add. When I count, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I divide. 7 goes into 9 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. What do I do now after I subtract? Bring down the next number. Oh, and isn't that nice? 7 fits into 21 3 times, huh? So the mean ends up being 13. Now, what word does median sound like? Kind of sounds like medium, right? It's not large, it's not small, it's in the middle. Now, before you go take that middle number and say, okay, the median's 9, you have to put them in order first, right? Then you take the middle. So the median in this case is 10. Okay, the mode, most often, right? The two letters in mode that I always underline are the M and the O because they stand for the most often. Do any of these happen more often than others? It's harder to see here. That's one of the advantages of when you put it in order, right? Then you can tell. Okay, it's easy because when you put them in order, the numbers that are right next to each other, it's easier to recognize. So, well, I got 2 9s here. So the mode for this group is 9. And the range, I have this line between the range. Make sure you wrote a line between the word mode and range. These are averages. This is not. This tells you how far apart they're spread, right? And that's just the difference between the biggest and smallest. 30 minus 0. The range is 30. Okay. Now, where did I get these numbers? Woohoo! Look at that. Look at that. Gotta love that, huh? A 0. Hopefully that doesn't mean we get a real big number next, right? 0 is nice. Don't like this part. All right, 2 more official deaths from coronavirus in the county. Like this part, keeps climbing, right? But that, yeah, that 0. And you guys, if you're 12 years old or 12 years old soon, you are eligible to get a vaccination. Don't be afraid. It's good for you. Okay? Most kids I know, or at least younger people, it doesn't affect them much. All right, let's get to this division problem. We got a mixed number, so I'm going to use a C method here, right? 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Now, why did I do that? Because 8 is each number there, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 2 halves, right? Right? So 2 times 8 is a total of 16 halves plus that 1, 17 halves. Same thing here. Each of these, 1, 2, is 4 fourths. So I go 4 times 2. That 2 stands for 8 fourths. Plus I got 3 more, 11 fourths. Now, what did Miss Norts teach us? Smell my feet, right? Leave that first number the same. Don't mess with it. It's easier if you leave it the same, right? And then instead of divide, I'm going to multiply because multiplying fractions is what? Easy, right? And that F does not stand for feet or flowers. It stands for flip. Flip that number upside down. 7 11 fours. I'm going to have 4 11s. Now, I can simplify a tiny bit here because 2 goes into the bottom here and the top there. So I'm going to cross out that 2 and say it goes into that 1 time and it goes into 4 2 times. Then I have 17 times 2 and 11 times 1. Now I just have to divide the bottom into the top. And 11 times 3 is 33. Remember, your remainder goes on top and your divisor goes on the bottom. 34 elevenths is 3 and 1 11th. Want to double check? Use the C method. 11 times 3 is 33 plus 1, 34 11ths. See? Works both ways. All right. You guys figure out what this is here? Well, if this entire line is 6.6, this part is 2.6, then this should be 6.6 minus 2.6. And some of you do that in your head. That is 4. If this is 6 and this is 3.2, then this is going to be 6 plus 3.2. And some of you do that in your head, 9.2. So the perimeter, the distance around, is going to be 4 plus 6 is 10. I'm going to do the whole numbers first. Circle them as I go. That's all we got is 10, right? And then I got 2.6, 3.2, 6.6, and 9.2. 8 and 8 is 16. Put that decimal down there. 1, 0, 2, 3, 6, 9. That's 15, 18, 20, 21. 31.6. And you may have heard me say once before, that when you cut out a rectangle, then you could get the perimeter by just taking this plus this twice, right? So 9.6, 9.2, and 6.6, I get 15.8. And if I double that, 158 times 2, 16. Let's make that 5 a little better so I don't confuse people. All right, 16, carry that 1. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1, 11. And 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. And I'm going to move it over 1 spot. Boom, 31.6. So that's the perimeter. The area, how are we going to do this? Well, you could do this and say 3.2 times 6.6. It's like 32 times 66. And then I'm going to move it over 2 spots, right? 21.12. And then go 6 times 4. Ooh, I like that one. 24. And then I get 45.12 for the area. What's another way of doing it? 6.6 times 9.2. I'm going to get the entire rectangle. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 9 is 54 plus 1, 55. Put a placeholder, and I'm going to do the same thing, right? 5, 5, 2. $60.72, right? Because that was really moved it over once. I got to go back 2 spots in my answer. So the entire rectangle will be 60.72. And then I'm going to subtract this little part, 6 times 2.6. Now 6 times 2.6 I can do in my head because it's like 6 quarters, 6 times 25, and 6 pennies. 6 quarters is 150. 6 pennies is 6, so this is going to be 156. Okay, now I'm going to move it over because that was 2.6. Now I subtract 15.6 from 60.72, right? 45.12, 45.12, we did it right. Okay, so the area equals, and I'm going to say square units, right? Square units. All right, last problem over here. We have this x. I'm trying to find out what x is. Remember, my goal is to get the x all by itself on one side of the equal sign, which means I'm going to isolate it. And in order to isolate it, I have to remember that this is in perfect balance. I need to get rid of a times 2/3. How do you get rid of a times 2/3? Well, you divide by 2/3. Okay, so x times 2/3, and I'm going to say divided by 2/3. But in order to make sure that I get the right answer here, I got to make sure everything stays in balance. I got to make sure I do the same thing to the other side. And I can't find my bracelet, right? So we'll have to get that one next time. So do the same thing to the other side. That divided by 2/3 has to add over here too. Now these two will cancel out. All that'll be left is x. And on this side, I have 8 divided by 2/3. 8 over 1 divided by 2 over 3. Smell my feet. Is 8 over 1 multiplied by 3 over 2. That's 24 over 2, which is 12. All right. Hopefully you did well on that. Hopefully you guys have an awesome Thursday.